we're in a shrinking of the government. And I'm not talking about the administration. I'm just talking about the shrinking of the government that we're in and the privatizing of a lot of things that were under a government, umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
And how that gets thrown around as is, it's the better route to take to have everything be private. I'm sure there is no shortage of people that would disagree with me on this. But nevertheless, private companies are driven by profit. So I've never met or seen $100 billion company come out and make a statement that, you know what, we've got enough money. Everything else we make above where we're at right now, we're giving it back to the people. We're not growing any larger. We're staying this $100 billion company or $1 trillion company even. Because what happens when Apple gets to 1 trillion, how can we get to 2 trillion? And then they get to 2 trillion. How much? There is no cap. There is no limit to this is enough. When in the society, in the country that we live in, it's always about more, more, more. So it's like, oh, we need to privatize X, Y, and Z because privatizing is going to be better. It's like, is it? Because now private companies are driven by profit. So you're either going to have increase in cost or decrease in quality and service. Which one is it going to be? Because at some point they may, hold the bar at the status quo right now, but moving forward, they're getting to that point where it's like, hey, we need to make more money. How can we increase our prices? Or how can we decrease the quality or the amount that we have to spend on our service or our product? We'll use cheaper materials, or, we'll use cheaper labor, or, you find those ways to cut the corners because you want more money. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to this thing of we want to have more money in our pockets, and how can we get more of it? And so that being said, it was just an interesting thing with, everyone's like, oh, privatizing, smaller government. It's like, okay, I'm not saying that government didn't have a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse, because I was in the military. There's a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse that goes on in the government. No doubt about that at all. But let's not act like there's not a lot of greed and, other negative things that come along with the private side as well. Everything has its pros and its cons.